This is an Ellis Mowers and More small engine vlog. Stay connected on Instagram and Facebook at Ellis Mowers and More. Comments or questions? Leave them below or email me, ellis@ellismowers.com. And as always, like and subscribe for more small engine content. On today's video, we haven't really been doing too much with vehicles on the channel lately for many reasons, but this one I might need to have a little bit of YouTube revenue to help supplement the risk that I have taken on this. I'll get into why I bought it here in just a few minutes, but we are going to go pick up a van, which is hopefully going to be the mobile service van for Ellis Mowers and More. Over the past couple months, I've realized that I probably need something like this, and we'll find out if this is going to be it. We've got a long ways to go to pick up this thing, but I think with what I paid for it, we're gonna have a pretty good deal. Let's go get it. All right, guys, couple days later here, we went all the way, my dad and I went all the way to Greenville, Tennessee to pick this thing up. From here, where I live in North Carolina, that's just under 5 hours away. I believe I already told y'all what I got it for, a whopping $310. How about that? Found it on a government auction, Govdeals auction. Put it on my Instagram and Facebook. Y'all guessed. Y'all might have guessed already in the beginning of this video what it is. But if you've already seen it on Instagram and Facebook, I've already spoiled the surprise for you. I already spoiled the surprise for y'all. Right here, I'm going to pan over, and I think y'all are going to be pretty surprised at what $310 bought me. Bought me that right there. 2008 Dodge Grand Caravan SXT. So the SXT has stow and go and all that good stuff on it. A lot of different options, alloy wheels. This was operated by Greene County Schools. So they, have older vehicles and stuff that they use. And this one right here, they just ended up retiring. And I'll show you all why I think it got retired here a little bit later on in the video. But we'll look inside. Like I said, again, $310. And with 218,000 miles, it starts, runs and drives, and I got a 3/4 of a tank of gas. How about that? Of course, the TPMS sensors are bad. But yeah, 218,696 miles. As per usual, it is pretty dirty on the inside here. Power seat, which is really nice. So I'll show you all the stow and go here in a minute, because that's the cool part right here. Again, I've got to clean it out. Y'all know I don't really ride that dirty. If I can help it, it's hard to keep vehicles clean off the gravel roads and stuff that I travel for mowers and things along those lines. But rear doors, this is perfect. Load floor, get my bins and stuff for mobile repair in it. Came with a quart of 5W30, which this takes 520. So reason why I got this so cheap was, well, luck in a lot of cases. But one of the other reasons was because it was listed as a bad engine and a bad transmission. The reason why it was listed for that was because, and I called them up, and they said, this was after I'd won it, because I said, if I, for $310, just if you look at the tires on it, I could sell the wheels and tires for $310. And these vans don't bring a lot of money, but I wanted this body style, 08 to 10, mostly because they have the pretty much standard stow and go, especially on the SXTs. And I don't know if the camera does it justice, but just the amount of room. You can actually fit 4x8 sheets of plywood in the back of one of these. And then obviously your stow and go is really easy to do. All the seats are in it. All the seats are actually in fairly decent condition except for this one, which is blown out a little bit on the side with the fabric, but missing a panel right here. But I'll give you all a walk around to the van. Also, both sliding doors still work, which is awesome. There was nothing really to film on the journey home. It was very uneventful. We cranked it up, loaded it up, drove home with it, and they even left me the Tennessee government service tag and the emblems and stuff on it. This looks like it was bought from an auto sales. It does not have a rear windshield wiper. Probably not even, I don't even use rear wipers, and so I'm probably not even going to worry about putting that on. And really, I mean, you got some dents and scratches here and there, but a little bitty ding right there, which we can probably pull out with the heat gun. If we look under the hatch here, again, 08 is the first year that this body style was made. They used it to haul maintenance supplies and things along those lines, so it's been used as a hauling vehicle already. So I don't really feel too bad about messing it up anymore. Probably will clean it up some, just to make it look a little bit better. So I do need to do that. Probably will do that this weekend. Again, $310. Like I said, we got all the seats in here. Oh, right there. Of course, it's dirty underneath there, but these seats you just pull up like so, and I think you pull this back, and your seats are ready to rock and roll, which is great. Number one, you pull this down, pull number two up, and then pull number three here to put them back down. So I measured also, if it fits 4x8 sheets of plywood, that means it's 4 feet wide, right? I measured from bottom to top, and it's right around, and if you push these down a little bit, it's right around 41 inches between the top and the bottom. Now, if we go over here to a riding mower, which I have, you know, a million of them, I measured from the ground to the top of the steering wheel, and it's between 40 and 41 inches. So I think, worst case, I may have to remove a steering wheel or something to haul it in here, that this right here will haul a riding mower in the back of it. And that is a huge plus for me anyways, to not have to drive the truck and trailer for some pickups and drop-offs. So that's a huge deal. Again, $310 on this Caravan, Grand Caravan, SXT. So you got quite a few options on it. This is a very low option to SXT. It doesn't have the DVD package or anything like that. If we go on this side, we've got the stow and go seats on this side, and you fold that up and a couple little things, and it folds flat into the floor, and I have a flat load floor in the back. It's awesome. There's 110 AC power on that side, so I have a plug, which is fantastic, and everything's in here. Again, it's just nasty because I think they hauled hay and who knows what else with this thing. As far as I know, all the windows and everything work. Like I said, we ran it and drove it onto the trailer. That's pretty much everything you want to see on the inside. It does have this ambient lighting. This upper console is a little bit messed up, but it has that ambient, like almost like a neon light for inside of here. And again, this works. How about that? Tires are in fantastic shape. I am very pleased with it. The tire situation. And then the front of it, you know, foggy headlights, especially for the year. But if I can get the hood open, just got a complete disaster in this area right now. I'm going to get the hood open for y'all. We're going to look underneath, and we're going to investigate a little bit as to why I think that this got punted for, and then I was able to get it for the price I was able to get it for. That was a Honda Civic making all that noise right there. Crazy, right? So the Grand Caravans, the SXTs come standard in this year, and this is why I got this. This is why I was looking for these model years to 08 to 10, just because I like the way they look better than other years. These vans are super cheap, and they have the 3.8 V6 in them, which is a very tried and true engine. These things are essentially indestructible from what I can tell. But as you can see, we have oil. So what happened was it threw the serpentine belt, and I think when it threw the serpentine belt, they just decided to punt it. From what I know, it's been sitting since July, June or July of 2023. So just under a year, so you don't really want to see them sitting very long. But you can see all the oil and stuff that's right there. I've done a little bit of investigating as to where this oil could possibly be coming from, and I don't see any seals leaking out of the side of the engine. We do have a valve cover leak here, I believe, but it would not be leaking to that degree. The oil was full when I got it, and they also, I guess, have been kind of keeping an eye on the transmission fluid and stuff too. I think that's going to be, is that going to be on the other side, or? No, so that's the transmission fluid. So it's non-serviceable, but you can put a dipstick in there. I think there's a dipstick mod you can do. But what happened, I believe, it's underneath kind of the AC compressor down there, is there's a oil pressure switch, and it looks like that's wet. And it would make sense to why all this oil is kind of sprayed all over the place, and not necessarily on the hood anywhere, because if it was anything that was related to a seal on the engine, then it would probably be slinging oil all around, you know. So I'm thinking it's an oil pressure switch. It's probably sprayed oil on it, spraying oil everywhere over here, because it's everywhere on this side of the engine. The engine doesn't knock or smoke or anything, because you can see the back of the van is not black. Or anything like that. So I'm really thinking that it's just that right there, that oil pressure switch, because the guy said it was using oil so fast they couldn't keep oil in it. So that was kind of weird, especially since y'all know these vans do not get taken care of once they fall into like the third and the fourth owners. They just get drove to the ground. But these V6s usually are not the culprit as to why they fail. So, it slung the belt off. Tom Schreck, he's on Facebook, comments on a lot of my stuff. Master Chrysler Tech says, watch out for the belt tensioner as well. So, while we're in here, we're going to replace the oil pressure switch, which I believe is what's leaking. After we wash all this on the inside, we're going to replace the oil pressure switch, the belt tensioner, and the serpentine belt, obviously. And that, in essence, may get me back on the road with this van for a while. Because if you look, my dad looked at this when we were there. We have, I don't know if I can figure it out, y'all. There we go. So it's full of coolant, which is good. It does not smell like oil. And it's full of oil, which is always good to see. And I don't know what the power steering fluid looks like. It's there, just needs to be topped off a little bit. But nothing crazy. Yeah, nothing crazy at all. So remember, cosmetically, it's not the best, but by no means is it the worst. I'm not looking for a showpiece or anything like that. This is perfect. We'll get the decals and stuff taken off, so I'm not falsifying or anybody or anything like that with a heat gun, and get everything cleaned up a little bit better. There is no rust underneath this machine either, this van, so it's fantastic. I just figure that y'all would want to see this. If you do mobile repairs and whatnot, this is a good idea. go find you an old van. May not be $310 like this one, but you can get your old cheap van and let it run, and not really have to care what you put in the back of it. The sliding doors make it really nice and easy, and I'm just really, like I said, really surprised at this as well for what it is. So 3.8 liter, and all that good stuff. So I'll definitely keep y'all updated on the channel about this. I will probably not show replacing the oil switch, because if that's all it is, cleaning it up, replacing the oil switch, and driving it a little bit, then that's it. Then we're happy, right? So yeah, I'll tell y'all a little bit more about the story about this van as well, and why I think I got it for what I got it for. So I know some of y'all are interested in the vehicles and stuff I have around here. Y'all see my 98 Ford F-250. I usually do that in my driving videos whenever I'm going to pick up free items and things like that. Y'all also see my Honda Element. You ask, hey, why aren't you using your Honda Element? Pate's Performance uses his. I wanted something with a little bit more room, and that's hard to say. I've got these bins and stuff. I've got 4 bins that I usually take with me on mobile repairs, plus maybe a few other tools. Once I get those in the back of the Element, I'm kind of restricted as to, like, if I want to do drop-offs and pickups for small things like push mowers and weed eaters and blowers. It starts to get really, really tight in there if I'm doing that. Other than that, it's a great vehicle to work out of. The issue with mine is it's almost too nice to work out of, unfortunately. Y'all see me go on, if you follow me on Instagram and stuff, I go to these Elements on the Dragon things in the mountains, and they are not becoming a collector's item, but they have a cult following, and the value of them is pretty good, especially because I have an all-wheel drive with the manual transmission. And I'm trying to keep that as more of my fun vehicle that I don't, drive to, or that I drive to go out and, maybe take vacations with and do things along those lines. So, I always felt a little bad, since it's so clean on the inside, whenever I hop in there with greasy hands and things along those lines. Plus, I have a car to spare. Y'all have probably seen it. I've done a few repairs on it. It's the 2002 Toyota Camry. With one car's got to go, that's the one that's going to go. I don't have to commute back and forth to Raleigh anymore, which was 40 miles one way. So with the work that I do now, I essentially don't need a commuter car. I like my Element too much to get rid of it. Luckily, though, that car has stayed in the family ever since it was bought new in 2002. And my parents are going to get it from me because they want to keep it in the family. It is a great car. It's got 258,000 miles on it, and it just keeps on cruising. It needs a set of tires and an alignment that has a very small oil leak. It burns a little bit of oil. That's very typical of the 2.4s in the Camrys. So that's going to them. This essentially is going to take its place. So I'm not adding a vehicle. I'm just replacing one. I don't have room, nor do I need 5 vehicles for 2 drivers here at the house. So that's the one that's leaving, and this one's going to be taking its place, and we're going to see how well it does. Y'all know Chrysler products can be hit or miss. Sometimes their vans are good. Sometimes it just depends on what year you get. I think 08s are fairly good. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments section. Y'all let me think of, did I get a good deal? I know that's probably a rhetorical question at this point, but it's a $310 van that starts and drives. After Govdeals auction fees, it's $348, and it costs us, with the trailer rental and gas, just under $300 to go get. So still, all in, I'm still in it about $600 to $700. Got to go register it again. That's probably $150 or so. So we're at $850. If it just needs an oil sending switch and a serpentine belt and a belt tensioner, then we're going to be all in with this thing under $1,000, and we're going to be driving it, which is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. If that's all I've got to put into this, because these vans right here, usually, if you look, are between about $3,000 and $4,000 vans if they're in fairly decent shape. We're going to get this one to look a decent bit better than what it is now. So, just keep perusing government auctions, guys, if you're looking for a cheap vehicle to work out of or something along those lines. You never know how lucky you may get. There were older vans like the previous body style, 07, 06, that were the short vans, the caravans, that were pulling $1,000. One of them was over $1,500 and pretty used up, and a lot less features and stuff than what this has. This can double as a family hauler, vacation vehicle. Miles don't scare me at all with 218,000 miles. It's my newest and my lowest mileage vehicle here. So that's just the way that I roll around here, apparently. So let me know what y'all think. I'm going to give it a cleaning because I have a little bit of time before I need to post this video. I'm going to wash it. Maybe at the end of this video I'll let you know what we are going to have finished with it. What we have finished with it. So, got it cheap because they listed it with a bad engine and bad transmission. Probably location, Greenville, Tennessee is not a very populated area. It's near Bristol, but not a lot of people up there probably looking at Govdeals. People didn't want to commit to go that far. Pictures weren't very good on the listing, and nobody really bid on it. So somebody bid $200. The morning that the auction went off, I hit them at $250. Another person came in at $260. 10 minutes before the auction hit, I hit it at $311.11, and then I won this at $310. So let's see here. A few days later, we'll put the oil switch in, belt tensioner on. Should be pretty easy to do, and I'll give it a good cleaning on the inside, and I'll let you see what it looks like after the fact. Update on this thing after the other day of doing a review and stuff on it, and you know what I got. So we got in here, and underneath down here is the crankshaft seal. That crankshaft seal was mangled up. That seal was either taken out before or taken out during when the belt came off. We've ran it for about 15 or 20 minutes after putting the belt on, and we're not getting any abnormal wear or anything of the belt, nor is it stretching or doing any weird stuff. So my dad came over because he's got some special automotive tools. Harmonic balancer puller did not work on the 08 here because of the way this harmonic balancer is. It's a 3-tooth or a 3-piece, whatever you want to call it. And the older vans are a 6-piece that are a lot bigger than this. And then the newer ones, the 3.6s, are keyed instead of pressed like this. So this is a little bit of an oddball. We used a 3-jaw puller in order to get it going again, and it seemed to work just fine, which was good. The old seal is in the trash now, I think, but here's some of that seal material and stuff right here. And the old seal's down there somewhere. The new seal is on. We put the belt back on it, and so the seal was literally $5 and some change after tax, so not much at all. Need to put plugs in it, so we'll take care of that pretty soon as well. But it starts, runs, AC works. Both, I think I mentioned both power doors and windows work, and so that's excellent, isn't it? And then it cost me about $250 to register it and get plates on it. So battery charged up that was in it, so did not have to buy a battery for it. We'll change the oil, put some plugs in it, and check the air filters and stuff. But it is running, and I'll put it all back together. About to put it all back together, but we could go for a drive, and we still while I put everything back together, the wife's going to come and clean all the junk and stuff out of this thing, and so we'll get everything vacuumed and looking a whole lot better than it is. I've already been in the process of trying to take these decals off too, so we got that going. Again, this is a little bit of a process, but it is road worthy again, which is good. So I'm going to I have to put the fender skirt and the tire and everything and stuff back on it here. Pardon the mess in the garage. It's been a crazy week. Air up the tires to what they need to be aired up to, and then after that we're going to take it for a drive around. Got to go return some tools, return a rental 3-jaw puller, and I think we'll be pretty much wrapped up on this van for right now, or at least for this video. Alright, so the wife ended up working on vacuuming this thing out. It looks a whole lot better. It ain't perfect, but it is a whole lot better. I got the seats up for right now. But took that motor trend floor mat out. I do want to mention it's got the buttons on the back for volume and station and adjustable pedals, fog lights. Radio's got satellite and Bluetooth, or at least voice to text, which is cool. CD player, obviously, aux input, a lot of that good stuff associated with it. While she was vacuuming out, I went ahead and got the cleaned up the garage for one, but also got the stickers off, aired up the tires to the proper PSI, and all of that good stuff. So we pulled it out of the garage. It came up to temperature and did exactly what it needed to. The front and the rear AC work on it. I just zip tied up this for right now, just since the panel's missing, and it's not leaking. It doesn't seem like it is full of oil, and it's all ready to go. So we got 3/4 of a tank of gas. I'm going to hop in and just go for a little test drive and take y'all along with me. Alright guys, so let's crank her up. Nice and quiet for overall. And so we'll hop in it. It desperately needs a tune-up, so I'm going to get that taken care of at some point. I like the visibility of it. We got to get the brakes and everything back in tune, because if it hasn't been ran in, you know, quite a bit of time, then these brakes are going to be a little glazed over. So let's get it out on the road here. First, second, third, fourth. That's good. Pretty good overall so far. The only light on the dash is the TPMS monitor, so that's pretty good. Seems like it wanted to wander a little bit when I first turned left there, but we'll keep on driving here. Sounds good. Got good pickup there. Running 45 with no issues, so. Wheel bearings don't sound loud, at least at that speed, so that's good. Driven at about a mile here so far. I'll get my mirrors and stuff adjusted here. This thing shifts crisp. Alright, so good so far, guys. I'm just going for a round here for right now. We're in 6, running about 55. Remember, I paid $310 for this, and I've only got, well, I'm still under $1,000 after everything's said and done, so it's doing good. And we've got the little select shift thing on here too, so dual zone climate control, cruise control, leather wrapped steering wheel, power windows locks, power mirrors, power folding rear window shades, which is good. Both of those still work. How about that? You saw that back there in the back, opening and closing. Everything works on this thing. I can't believe it. It makes a whining sound when you get down to the end. It goes whew. Make a left here. May just be driving dynamics, getting used to it, because I haven't driven a Chrysler in a while, so. I like these older vans like this though, because they're very simple and straightforward for the most part. There's not really a lot that goes wrong on them. A lot of times what happens with these vans is that they fall into disrepair because people just don't take care of them very well. That's what happens to Chryslers a lot of times, is that people just don't take care of them because they're cheap vehicles, neglect them, and they just don't get the attention that they deserve. And I think they get a little bit of a bad rap because of it. So we'll keep on driving this. I got a little bit more driving to do, and I just wanted, I don't know at what point I'm trying to get across in this video, is that sometimes you can find a good, decent vehicle for really, really cheap off of a government auction, or if you get lucky, and if you get lucky. So that's really, really good. Got a little bit of an oil smell that I can smell, but there's still a little bit caked in oil back there from where I washed it off. I'll check it when I get home just to make sure it ain't nothing going bad or anything on it. But this thing's gonna be smelling like oil for a while, most likely. So yeah, so we've driven about 3 miles since we left the house, and we're still cruising along. I feel pretty confident about it. And man, if there's any other updates, I'll let y'all know. Alright guys, so we're gonna test this out. We got a van that I bought from Greenville, Tennessee, so it's only fitting that I put a John Deere mower, or at least attempt to put one of these built in Greenville, Tennessee into the back of this van. We're going to do a first run attempt here. So what I've measured, obviously it's 4 feet wide, so a 42-inch mower will fit in here no problem. The only issue I think I might have is height. Between 40 and 41 inches tall, and that's about the height of these mowers with the steering wheel on it. So that's the only thing that I'm a little concerned about, but I'm going to see if I can get it down in here and get it pushed in here and make it in between this. I'm kind of on the fence about how this is going to work, but let's see. So I got this S100, and it did great yesterday, by the way. It drove it about 30 miles or so, and had no issues with it. The PO420 code popped up for catalyst system below efficiency, but that's a non-issue where I'm at, and it doesn't impact how it drives. So good news is I don't really have much of a ramp to get this thing on, so I'm going to pull this thing up and see if we can fit it in between the front and the top and the bottom without having to do anything. So let's give it a shot. Oh, we're gonna be close. Oh, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it, unfortunately. Yep. Oh well. So, let's see, make sure everything's good here. Okay. Alright, so it will not fit with the steering wheel on, unfortunately. I don't want to do it to this mower because it's a customer mower that I don't really want to take a steering wheel off. But I am going to take and see if I can get a mower that I have down here with the steering wheel off of it, and see. It will fit width-wise, which is good. But I'm going to pull a steering wheel off of a mower and bring it up here and see if I can get it in. Again, the only other thing, if you look here at the height, it looks like on this one that the steering wheel's, or that the seat's a little bit lower. So if all I have to do is pull a steering wheel off to fit it in the back of one of these things, so be it, you know. You just take a bolt out and pull it out, and you know, if I have to take a trip or do a delivery, I can just pop the steering wheel back on it. Be no big deal, honestly. And then that saves having to load it in the bed of the truck or take it on the trailer if I have to go to a decently far location to do a delivery. So let me see what I can do here. Alright guys, attempt number 2. This is a Troy built. I just lined it up, took the steering wheel off just a ½ inch, so not really that big of a deal. And we're just going to see if we can push it up in there. I think I could do that too, and maybe be able to make it. So let's see. Let's see. Alright. So there we go. Only thing it was taking the steering wheel off to get it in there, and that's all we had to do. So actually it works perfectly with these ramps right here as well. You can see that they don't really contact the bumper or anything, and you can fit my ramps, these old cheap Harbor Freight ramps, on there, and then voila, we're in here. So if that's the only compromise I have to make to get a riding mower in the back of one of these, then that's fantastic. And look, I still have room here in the front to put all of my bins and mower repair stuff as well, even when I set the seat back. So but yeah, so that's pretty good, ain't it? Obviously we still got to do a few things to this van, but you can see that we've got it all in here now, and looks like I said, the only compromise I have to make is I have to take the steering wheel off in order to get it in there, which is just one bolt. in most cases for these generic lawn tractors. So I probably could push this forward a little bit and lift this seat up and have it sit down if I needed to. I'll probably just leave it like that for transport. But yeah, okay. That worked out pretty well. It's a bummer that it's not about 2 inches higher, and then I wouldn't have to worry about the steering wheel on it. But I will take it, because if I need to just take one mower somewhere, I can just load it up just like that, as opposed to having to take that monstrosity just for one little machine. Guys, I'm actually going to go ahead and take it out, and what I did is I put the steering wheel back on. I didn't want to just push it up there just to roll it back down without testing the steering wheel, but you can see since that's a low back seat, it fits in there. And then since this machine's a little bit lower, the steering wheel actually will clear the top. So it's only these like YS Craftsmans and these John Deeres that I would have to take the seat off of in order for them to get up in here. So let me pull it back out. That low load floor makes a big difference, because it's not really that much of an effort to get out. So that's really nice. I'm gonna, just to show y'all, put it back in, because I do want to take a picture of it and everything. So let me do that. Just like that, guys. So Troy-Bilt ponies will fit, no issue, with the steering wheel on. So that's encouraging, and so that provides a lot of flexibility for me too, being able to put that in the back of this and not really have much of an issue. Hopefully y'all found that enjoyable. I was very curious myself, and I figured that those in the mower community might be curious too if you're for some reason looking for a van like this to work out of. Alright guys, so I hope y'all enjoyed this journey of basically from start to finish with this thing, getting this Dodge Grand Caravan. Again, $310. I'll break it down for you approximately how much we've got into it. Bought it for $310. Again, the reason why I think I got it as cheap as it was because it was located in Greenville, Tennessee, kind of up in the mountains. Not a lot of people willing to drive very far. The listing was not very good. It only had 5 pictures, none of the engine bay, none of the front of the vehicle, and just a couple of side photos, a rear picture, and a couple of just random pictures of the inside. Listed as a bad engine and a bad transmission. My dad especially has had a lot of experience with buying government vehicles off of government surplus auctions that have been listed as bad engine because of little simple things, or maybe nothing at all. So I had a suspicion that also the way that it was presented, and I looked on street maps and everything, the way that it was parked almost made me suggest that they drove it into wherever they parked it at. So I'm thinking, okay, it's usually not going to be both, right? It's maybe one or the other, but not both. 3.8s and these 6-speed Chrysler transmissions are everywhere. So worst case, if I had to swap one of them, I wouldn't be in it too bad. And so took the risk, right? Ended up winning it. I said, if I can get this for around $300, it'd be worth the drive to go up there and get it. So the morning of, it was still only one bid on it at $200. I bid $250. Somebody outbid me at $260, and then I hit it one more time at $311.11 and won it for $310. So lo and behold, I had to go get it because I won it per Govdeals auction, and I wanted to go get it anyway, so it didn't really matter. But the transport costs for gas and trailer rental were around $70, $140 plus $130, about $270. So $310 plus $270, we're at what, $580 right now? So $580. It cost me right at $250 to get plates on it, registration. I'm not going to count insurance because this took the place of another vehicle. So insurance costs are essentially the same. So what were we at? 580 plus 250, 680, 780 would be $830, right? And so, and I forgot the taxes and the fees on the Govdeals purchase, which was about $40. So we're at about $870. Roughly, we spent about just over $30 to fix. So really, all in, all done in this van right here is just a shade over $900 for a 2008 Grand Caravan. It's got 218,000 miles on it. But took a little bit of risk. Absolutely everything works on it. Power windows, locks, both keys to the keyless entry, owner's manual in the glove box. These little back windows work. The AC works. So there's not really much I could ask for out of a van that I literally have less than $1,000 in after everything. So I'll take it. And if you're using something for mobile mower service or something along those lines, or want to haul big items, y'all just saw me put a 42-inch riding mower in here without having to do anything. So like the Troy-Bilts and stuff will fit just fine. If you got the John Deere L series or the box store ones, they would probably have to take the steering wheel off to get it in here, but I think everything else will fit okay in it. But yeah, so let me know what y'all think. I just figured y'all would enjoy this video. I don't do a lot of automotive videos just because I'm not an automotive channel. I'm a small engine repair channel, but this van is going to serve a lot of small engine repair needs for my business, and y'all are going to see it quite a bit coming up in future videos. Me going out, delivering machines, doing mobile repair stuff. You'll see it in the background of the videos. Take a little bit of a burden off of the truck, and then also I have that Honda Element, but this right here will fit. That Element will fit a lot, but this right here fits so much more than that. And if I need to haul people, I can put these seats up with the stow and go and haul up to 7 people as well. So the versatility is what I was looking for, and I think I've got it with this. So let me know what y'all think. We still got to do a couple little minor things, like I do need to find another tail light for it since this one's broken right here. Give it an overall good cleaning of the panels and everything, but for the most part this thing is brought home, fixed, and on the road. So thanks again for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and maybe I gave you an idea if you could find one of these for cheap to do some mobile repair work out of for small engines. If that's what you do, then it might be a good option for you. Thanks again for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. We'll get back to mowers in the coming videos, but for now, I'll catch you on the next one.